Lady Noelle Fusion is here, and this champion is absolutely amazing. She's incredible for not just for PvP but also for PvE. A lot of people are writing her off as a PvP champion, but she is amazing in PvE as well. And you don't need Sir Nick. If you have Sir Nick, she's even better, but Sir Nick himself isn't as strong as Lady Noelle. Lady Noelle is far better champion, or far the better champion than Sir Nick is. If you can bring him in, it makes her even better, but even without him, she's fantastic. So let's jump into what makes Lady Noelle so great and so powerful as a PvE and a PvP champion. Let's go. What's up YouTube, it's Orth. Now Lady Noelle is here, the Fusion champion. Looking at her base stats, very solid base stats, close to 21,000 HP, 1300 defense and 105 speed. Very good. Now a lot of people are thinking this champion's a PvP champion, but for me this is an early game PvE champion for dungeons and mid game. I think this champion is really good. If you can't speed from the dungeon and you're relying on a team to slowly take down the wave, I think this champion is amazing. And the reason why is the A3. The A3 is incredible. It's a 5-turn cooldown, but you don't need to book it. Just go with me on this one, right? If you open the wave with an AoE freeze and there's a 75% chance to AoE freeze, you're going to be freezing around about, let's say, 3 of the 4 on the wave. Now obviously you can get unlucky or get lucky. That can happen, but if you open with a freeze, likelihood is even if you freeze 2 enemies, you'll be able to survive the 2 enemy hits, and then you would have to wait until that freeze runs off, and then they will hit you and then start taking your champions down. Once your champions are dead, you can then get back around to your 5-turn cooldown and then do your revive and freeze again. So this champion is amazing. I would recommend prioritizing this ability, going for the freeze, and when there's a champion down, you can then revive that champion and keep going. Amazing champion, amazing ability, best revive in the game. 3-turn cooldown would be incredible for this ability. AoE freeze and AoE revive is fantastic. Now Sir Nick is not necessarily needed. He's there saying that you get some extra things. You get the irresistible freeze and you get the unblockable freeze, which is good, but Lady Noelle was far greater than Sir Nick, so even if you don't have him, I wouldn't worry about it. There is an event going on for Sir Nick. If you can pair them together, you can do so. And they form like a really good support sort of team together. Sir Nick's damage is a little bit power crept at this point. He used to be a good damage dealer at one stage, but now it's completely gone crazy with Narcissus and Taras. HP nuking's on a different level. Sir Nick is not keeping up. I would probably keep Sir Nick as like a CC shield type of champion in your team. CC with the A1, he has an irresistible freeze on the A1, but more of like a buffer unkillable that he gives, and that works really well with this A2 ability, invigorating chill. Target one ally. I'm going to summarize this. There's a lot going on. If the target has a sheep, remove it, so you clean the sheep off. We're also going to talk about the passive after this, but basically whenever a sheep falls off, Lady Noelle boosts turn meter by 50%. So this is going to be cleansing the sheep and boosting turn meter by 50%. But if there's no sheep, she would do a cleanse on that champion, and then she would also heal them by 50% of this champion's max HP. Any HP that's surplus is going to be an AoE heal. So this is going to be a massive heal, an anti-sheep ability, and a single target cleanse. Very good already. Already this is amazing. Now obviously when we get to the Sir Nick ability, he does the Goodwill, or Lady Noelle is going to activate Goodwill, which is unkillable for 2 turns and continuous heals for 2 turns. Also incredible. Very good if you have Sir Nick on there as well. You get some extra support, but this heal and this cleanse and the surplus heal is going to heal up all your allies to 100%. On top of that, if you want to take the Goodwill, you can also, it will give you unkillable, but this is not necessary. It's like an extra thing, right? It's like the extra unkillable that you're going to get for maybe some clan boss teams or maybe some unkillable teams that you want to make. But in my opinion, this is very good. I'm not saying it's not good, but this heal is all you're going to need to get up to 100% HP. If past that point you are squishy, or maybe you want to keep unkillable up, then it's good for Sir Nick to be in the team as well. And then there's a AoE 30% increased speed on all allies. Again, this has got nothing to do with Sir Nick. It's going to happen whether Sir Nick's on the team or not. Fantastic A2, fantastic A3. Good on their own, better with Sir Nick. Not useless without Sir Nick. Definitely very good without Sir Nick. But you can run Sir Nick as well if you have him, or if you want to run him in your team. and you're completing the Yuletide event. Lastly, we'll look at the passive and the A1. Cryomatic Queen, decreased speed of any enemies that are frozen by 10%. Really good. If the enemy has 200 speed, you land freeze on them, they will be going down to 180. Definitely helps out when you are running at high speeds. 10% decrease of speed is very, very good. Also, this is gonna basically still be in effect when you land decreased speed as well. So it's really, really good to have that slow there. And then the debuff, the sheep debuff cleanse, we've spoken about this. Whenever she's going to get rid of a sheep debuff, she's going to boost by 50%. We do have a champion in the game. I believe, is it Shuzen? Shuzen's the other sheep cleanser, but she just cleanses and just leaves them there. Whereas that's not good enough. You need more than that. If you're going to cleanse a sheep, you need to give them 50% turn meter and some other stuff as well, in my opinion, because sheep is very, very annoying. And the basic A1, also very good. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing block buffs for 2 turns. Also decreases the target's turn meter by 20% if they're under a freeze debuff. These effects can not be resisted if Sonic is on the same team. Again, Sonic not necessarily doesn't have to be here, but if you don't want to run any accuracy on this champion, you can run Sonic basically. If you want the debuffs and you don't want to run the accuracy because you want to run maybe full speed or maybe something else, you can take Sonic in the team as well. Definitely would help out with the debuffs since she is doing the AoE freeze, and block buffs is not the worst thing. You can take block buffs in some situation, can be very, very good. In others, it's just okay. But yeah, Lady Noelle is fantastic in my eyes. I'm going to be running her in Arena when we complete the fusion. I'm going to be doing some testing in live Arena, going in some live environments and seeing how well she's going to work with Sonic. I am going to run Sonic. I'm not going to run him as a nuke, I don't think. I don't think Sonic does enough damage, unfortunately. Maybe we'll get a Sonic buff. Hoping and praying that Sonic gets a buff. Maybe they keep the multipliers for this the same and just give it a double hit rather than a single hit. I don't know. Maybe give it some ignore defense. It needs something, right? We have Narcissus, we have Taras in the game. But yeah, Plarium, if you're watching, buff our boy Sonic. One of the oldest legendaries in the game. One of the earlier fusions, I think, in the game as well. So yeah, buff Sonic. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Go for Lady Noelle. Do not skip her. She is incredible. Very, very good champion. And yeah, like and sub to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.